Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as a Florida Stoneman, and today I'm bringing you a topic of all about how you can help your kids when they go to school and so that they're being protected, especially now that we're back to school and all you guys are sending your kids back. And for the people who are wanting to protect your kids spiritually in school, this video is going to really help you. Now, there's a misconception that people think that their kids are 100% protected from dark and negative energy just because they're kids. This is simply not true. Now, the thing about this is kids do have a different spiritual law about them. Children, and it goes in different, every 3 years the spiritual laws kind of change. So the age 3, the age around 6 or 7, then until 13, then 15, then 18. So certain spiritual laws will change about your child to the point where this is an accurate way to say it, the natural protection, the balance of protection kind of comes off. It kind of fades away. Yes, your kid is being protected, especially when you pray for them at school, but there's certain other things you can do to protect your kid as well. Now, the first thing I'm going to go into is, and this is I was not going to put this one first, but I feel like this one's really necessary. Constantly ask your child when they come home from school, or constantly ask your kid, how are they doing? How do they feel? And make sure you're getting I know a child is going to say different things, but find out how your child feels. Okay, did they have a good day? Did they have a bad day? Find out. The problem with a lot of parents is they just don't ask their kids, and this is a major problem. Ask your kid how your kid is feeling and how your kid is doing. Maybe it's something that is not spiritual, maybe it's something that's physical, maybe etc. If your kid's doing fine, then wonderful, but how do you know unless you ask? So constantly ask how your kid is feeling. Like, how do you feel? How do you feel? Just keep asking that question, because as a parent, when you're finding out any kind of spiritual energies around your child, asking how they feel is the best way to check and to make sure they're doing well. If they're feeling good, okay. So this goes on to point number 2. And how many people are going to ignore me or ignore the advice when I say this topic number 2? It's for people who haven't really learned yet. This is not an opinion. This is not just something that it's not speculative. It just happens. Number 2 is keep them off social media. This will greatly help them. Now think about it like this. If you post your pet on social media and you have a bunch of followers, and maybe one follower evil eyes your pet, and now your pet ends up in the emergency room or just has an accident or is now missing or something like that, it's because when you post a picture of something, you're literally creating a direct portal and a direct access to that. Some of you guys are a little too open. Some of you are a little too open. You will be posting everything at every time of the day when other people don't need to see that. I'm going to tell you right now, you don't need to be posting everything every single day, every single second of the day. That's not necessary. That's creating more problems and more openings for you. See, sometimes you don't even know who's viewing. So I know it's the first day. Share it with people you love. Really with people you trust, but don't go sharing it with everybody. This will happen. So, and you better believe it's really sad. I really don't even like saying this, but kids can get heavily hit by the evil eye, especially on the first week when you guys post them back to school. Like, oh, look at the child, how beautiful. First day or first week back to school, and then on week 2 of the school, when it's the second weekend into school, your child is complaining about certain things, and you didn't put 2 and 2 together, and you didn't realize it's because your child got hit by the evil eye because you're sharing it with so many different people online, and maybe one of them had a grumpy day and they evil eyed a child. The karma for that's really bad. It's not even about, oh, the person's going to get their karma. It's about keep your child off social media, especially, and I made a video about this a while ago. Keep your babies off social media as well. They're babies. They don't need to be on social media. They're fully vulnerable. They're going to get hit with the evil eye. I wish people would listen, because that's the thing I see the most, is people will post children frequently and often, and they'll just flat out get devoured by the evil eye. And when something happens, when something's kind of off, they don't put 2 and 2 together, and it's horrible, because it always happens. It's not about if, it's about when. Keep them off social media if you really care about them. And posting an evil eye emoji doesn't save them as well. Like I said, it's a direct picture. I'm going to do an example. This is a video, and you guys are going to watch it even after the video's over. Now, there's different properties to, spiritual properties to a video as to when it's live, as to when it's not live. And the same thing with your kids. There's different properties to the picture of when the picture is live and when it's not live. So I'll hold up a piece of pyrite, for example. Some of you are already feeling the energy of the pyrite. Some of you are like, oh my, I'm feeling a little tingly from this pyrite. Ooh, my ear started ringing, etc. You felt the energy of the pyrite just by me holding it up for a few seconds. Some of you, even just by looking at the energy of the pyrite, will feel what the pyrite is doing, whether you realize it or not. Some of you will get warm, some of you will get cold. Now what happens when you post a picture of your child on social media and your child is asleep and they get hit by the evil eye? Just like you felt the energy of the pyrite right there, the child's going to feel the evil eye at whatever time the person sends it. Especially when they're asleep, it's going to hit them even harder, and it's tragic. It's really tragic. That's why in Hispanic cultures, you'll see so many people just keeping their kids off social media because they know what it does. And it's not just Hispanic cultures, it's many cultures as well, but it's become a lot less common for people to use common sense when it comes to spirituality. That's why I'm teaching it now. Maybe you didn't know, but now you do know. Now, the third way you can protect, and I'm using my phone as a notepad over here. The third way, and this relates to point number 2, is, put a red string around their wrists, especially even if you posted them once. Like, oh, I already posted them. Okay, you already posted them. Don't constantly just do it over and over and over again so that they get evil-eyed. Put a red string around their right or left wrist. It really doesn't matter. If you feel like it's something that you want them to keep dark entities away even more, I would put it on the right side. If you want them to receive a little less negative energy, you can put it on the left side. You can put it on both sides. They have charm, like little evil eye charms, and that's another charm I'm going to talk about in a second. Little red strings with evil eyes on them online. You can put them on both wrists, and your child's going to feel a lot better when they get home, and they're going to feel a lot more clear-minded, and they're going to be acting more of themselves versus acting more of what they've gone through energetically throughout the day. Now, that red string wards off dark entities, things that cause a child to trip and fall, etc. It wards off all these different entities that are relating to causing some kind of... they can block nightmares, they can block just anxiousness, just several different things. So use the red string, it's really going to help. That's number 3. Getting into number 4. Now, this is more about bullying, and I have helped a lot of parents who've had their kids just getting bullied in school. Now, it's very easy to fix this. What you do is, and I made a TikTok video that has gotten 2.7 million views at this point about this, is when they're getting bullied, take a little bit of sea salt, like a pinch of sea salt and a pinch of powdered dried rosemary, and put it in each shoe. Rosemary and sea salt as a combination is very powerful at keeping away aggressive energies. And when you put the rosemary with sea salt in their shoes, your child is going to be like, okay, people are leaving me alone. It's because kids are still spiritually developing, and they're being exposed to the physical and spiritual world, because as they develop, they're going to be coming in contact with certain things. You better believe in classrooms and just in different environments, there's a lot of energies and sometimes even entities about. I mean, there are certain beings of light that keep that out of classrooms and stuff like that, but still, no one's ever 100% immune to anything. This goes on to number 5, because that one's really simple. That one's really, really simple. Number 5 is a St. Michael or St. Benedict's charm. So you can get either of these very easily. You just put it on their book bag, you put it in their book bag, you put it on your child, you put it around their neck. And I talked about the evil eye charm a few seconds ago. Sometimes it comes with the red string bracelet. So, and I don't sell that. I sell crystals that are much stronger than that. But sometimes if you have a child and you're not really sure how to use the crystal, and it's like it's day 1 of school and like you just want to get something started, okay, use a red string. You can just take a red string, you can cut it off and tie it around the wrist. Don't do it too tight, but that's one thing you can do as well. Or just say, hey, wear this as a bracelet, get a bracelet from like the gas station or something like that. I don't know. The red string bracelets are very easy to get. It should be like a crimson blood red. It basically means blood to dark entities and spirits. It keeps them away very, very effectively. If a little string keeps away a spirit, imagine what a crystal like black tourmaline does. Now, this number 6 is kind of unique and diverse. So if you want to protect your kids, one thing you can do is have them wear brighter colors, especially the color white, because they're going to be complaining a lot less by the end of the day about certain emotions. They're going to be feeling less drained, less lethargic. They're going to be feeling more vibrant by the time they get home and more happy and cheery when they're wearing brighter colors. Now, wearing the color black can be very beneficial if the child is not around too many other children. Now, black, and people are like, black doesn't absorb. I'm like, okay, get a textbook and look at the color spectrum. Get a middle school textbook, because they teach color. I mean, I said it a few videos ago. Get an elementary school textbook and learn your quantum physics. Well, I don't know. This is not like a, I don't know. In this world, in this country, these countries, because I don't know which countries are having children learn about quantum physics in elementary school, but okay, so yeah, get a textbook and read that black does absorb. If you go outside in the sunlight and you wear black, you're gonna be very hot and sweaty, because black is picking up the frequencies and the energy of the rays of the sunlight from the sun. Now, if you wear white, they're gonna bounce straight off the white. I wear a lot of white for several reasons. One of them is because I work very closely with angels, and it helps me really communicate with them that much more easily. But the color white also bounces off negative energy. So if you're normally supposed to absorb an emotion or absorb something that you don't really want to absorb, now wearing the color white will bounce it off of you. I mean, it doesn't bounce off things like pasta or acai, because I get acai bowl sometimes and I'll get extra bags under it. People are like, what happened to your clothes? I'm like, I ate an acai bowl. And I've had stories about that. I left an acai bowl place and I didn't wipe my lips, and my lips were purple, and I'm wearing a bunch of crystals, and I said hi to a giant family of people, and they're like, oh, brujo. And I'm like, huh? Is it the crystals? The crystals are nice. I'm like, I look in the mirror and I'm like, my lips are purple. And I remember I went on live a long time ago on a TikTok live, and my lips were purple from acai, because I do eat acai bowls often because they're very vibrant in energy and they taste really good. And people ask, are you a warlock? I'm like, what? Like, so I might share a picture in the future of what I look like with purple lips. It looks otherworldly. I accidentally uploaded an Instagram picture with an acai bowl. Sometimes I forget because I'm just so into eating the acai bowl. But back to my point. I don't know how we got from protections to children to acai bowls. You can use acai seeds. Now, I'm going to tie this together. You can use the seeds of acai in your children's backpack or as necklaces as well. Acai seeds are very protective. Now, the color black is very good if your kid is someone being homeschooled, or is a kid going to like a after-school program, or a kid learning one-on-one, getting tutored, etc. Because black does absorb, and it helps them absorb energy of knowledge as well. So black can be very good in that regard. Although if the kid's around so many other kids and there's a lot of emotions and a lot of kids are making fun of each other or just having fun and making jokes, etc., just a lot of energy is going up into the air, black absorbs very quickly. So your child's energy field will be absorbing a lot more than they normally should. Now, black, I wouldn't suggest it. Have your kids wear white and yellow and other vibrant colors. This is number 7. The 7th thing that you can use to protect your kids is black tourmaline. Now, make sure you're actually, because kids can use black tourmaline, but make sure as a parent, you have to be responsible in cleansing and charging the black tourmaline daily. It can't go without being cleansed and charged. So give your kid a black tourmaline charm. And black tourmaline is the strongest protection out of everything I've posted so far, other than the social media one and asking your kids how they feel. Because the black tourmaline, your kid will just feel so much better. They'll do so much better. They'll act better. Everything about your kid will be better, because the black tourmaline keeps away everything, like absolutely everything. But as a parent, and this is not something I normally suggest first, this is last on the list, because if you give your kid black tourmaline and you don't cleanse and charge it, then it's being a bad parent at that point, because the black tourmaline is going to be full of dark energy that's supposed to be getting to your kid. But if you don't cleanse it, the kid's just carrying around dark energy on the black tourmaline. So I stress it that you guys have to cleanse and charge the black tourmaline as often as you can. Don't go ever not cleansing and charging the black tourmaline. It's not okay. Really pay attention to the tourmaline. Make sure it's being cleansed every single day. This is 7 things that you can do to protect your kid. 1, constantly ask them how they feel. I'm a kind of friend or a person in general, I'll ask my family members, and how you feel is everything. Because everything that has to do with the subconscious mind is how we feel. Not what we think. We might think one thing, but we might feel another way. So I'll ask, And people are like, why do you ask me how do I feel so much? It's because as someone who knows energy and is able to help people and keep bad things away, I'm going to ask you how you feel so you're not attracting more of what you don't want to you. So I do ask family members, how do you feel? People I work out with, I'll ask, how do you feel? People who I talk to over the phone, how do you feel? Because how do you feel gives a lot of information away, whether people realize it or not. So ask your kids, how do they feel? And look for certain words. Look for certain words. One little tiny word goes a very long way. And I'm very picky on words. If people ask, hey, how are you doing? And they say, I'm all right, or I'm okay. I'm like, what's wrong? And they're like, people will be like, nothing. And all right and okay is a very common answer, but the words all right and okay hold a very specific power of energy to them, to the point where they're not vibrant words. I mean, in that context, like I said, I'm very picky with words. I'm a wordsmith. I'm very picky with words. Actually, someone I was helping on the phone, I kind of yelled at him. I'm like, how are you doing? He says, I'm okay. And I was at the beach, and I'm like, what do you mean you're okay? Tell me you're doing good. Tell me you're doing amazing. Tell me you're doing awesome. And the guy actually felt so much better after saying, I'm doing amazing. I'm doing awesome. Like, I'm really very particular on words for that reason, because they hold a vast amount of power. Now, number 2, avoid posting them on social media. I'll make a whole video on that alone. Keep your kids off social media. You don't need to be sharing everyone at every minute, every moment. I don't know what happened to society. Everyone's just sharing everything always. Like, nothing's private anymore. Keep yourself private. Like, keep guards up, etc. You can post a picture here and there, send it to the family. Don't be posting everything every time, every second of the day. It's not cool. Now, the next one is red string around the wrists. This is a good protection. It's a good protection. Keeps things away. It's simple. Sea salt and rosemary keeps away bullying, especially in the shoes. A lot of you parents who have kids getting bullied will no longer have kids getting bullied. Yay! I've helped a lot of parents like that. St. Michael or St. Benedict's charm, wonderful. Keep it in the backpack, keep it on the kid. You can even do an evil eye charm, but the red string bracelets normally have evil eye charms. What else? You can dress your kid in bright colors so that they're feeling more vibrant and absorbing less energies that they don't really want to be absorbing. And now black tourmaline is a very, very good crystal. It's the best crystal ever for protection. I will always stick to black tourmaline because it is the most powerful protection crystal ever when used correctly. And now, for the people who have watched my video to the very end of the video, I'll give you guys an angel that you can talk to, and basically, well, 2 angels. St. Michael the Archangel, you can talk to him and be like, hey, how's my kid doing at school today? And you'll kind of get a feeling like, okay, so they're doing good, or okay, something's wrong. And another angel, this is a beautiful angel as well, is Chamuel. Chamuel is a lesser known angel, but he is an angel that really protects kids. He is the angel of families and love, and just, he's always around, and he's always talking, especially to kids, because Chamuel heavily works with kids. He loves kids. He makes sure kids are protected and that they're safe. And once the child becomes a little more aware of Chamuel, you might notice their vocabulary goes up. You might notice that they're a little more chatty, just because Chamuel's a talker. He's definitely a talker. He will talk to your kids just to make sure they're doing well and feeling good. And the nice thing about angels is they're behind the scenes. Like, they don't ever ask for awards. They don't ever ask for attention like that. They don't. But when you know that they're there, and even Psalm 91 says it, for he shall give his angels charge over thee. God puts these angels on the earth for us to work with and to be close with, because they are really just here to help us. They're really here just to uplift us and make our lives beautiful. It's amazing what help angels can provide, and really keeping everyone safe and happy and healthy and growing to the highest version of yourselves. Even the reason I'm able to help you guys so much is 1, because of God, and 2, because of the angels that he sends me to help so many of you guys. Now, if you have any questions, you may ask them in the comment section. Until then, I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. Ciao.